reviewed my doctor's orders, so I'm going to knock on the door and close the curtain for patient privacy. Hi, my name is Peyton. I'm going to be your student nurse today. I'm going to wash my hands.
Hello,
could you verify your name and date? I'm good. How are you? Could you verify your name and date of birth?
Aaron Ding, October 20th, 1999.
Okay, perfect. I'm just going to be, today I'm going to be performing your musculoskeletal and integumentary assessment. First I'm going to start by asking you a few questions. Do you have any allergies? Are you on any medications? Are you in any pain today? Do you have any goals of care? And do you have any cultural concerns before we get started?
No.
Okay, perfect. So first I'm going to be looking at your posture, so if you could turn around where your back is facing the camera for me, and then sit as straight up as possible. So I'm going to come around here, and his back is erect, you can see, and his shoulders are symmetrical, and his head is in the midline, and his scapula midline and iliac crest are also symmetrical. So if you could stand up for me now. Here. And turn to the side. I'm going to have you bend over and dangle your fingertips. You can see his spine is at a C curvature, which is good. And I'm just going to press down. Do you feel anything? Any pain, tenderness?
No.
Okay, perfect. And you can stand back up for me. Scoot that. Okay, scoot back a little bit. Okay, and when looking at his knees, they are shoulder width apart, which is good. And if you could just walk to that cabinet and walk back for me. Okay, and his base support is normal, and his stride length was appropriate, and the phases of his gait are also normal. You can sit back down. Some abnormal findings would be if his base support was wide, or if he had shorter strides, and this could show balance issues, and he could be more susceptible to a fall risk. Okay. So next I'm going to look at your JMT. So I'm just going to feel, do you have any tenderness? Okay, if you could open your mouth super wide for me. Close it. And then push your front teeth forward. Good. And then move it side to side. Okay. And then are you feeling any clicking or popping?
No.
Okay. Perfect. Now I'm going to be looking at your neck. Now I'm going to be looking at your neck. If you can look all the way down for me. All the way down. Good. And then look all the way up. And then, good. Put this ear to your shoulder, and the other ear. Good. And then look to one side and to the other. Okay, perfect. So now if you could stand back up for me. So, and if you could bend your arms down and touch your toes. Good. And then stand back up. You can go as far back as you can. Good. And then reach one arm up down to the side. And the other arm down to the other side. Good. And then move your upper body without moving your hips. Perfect. Put your arms down. Now I'm just going to be looking at your shoulders. I'm going to place my hands on your shoulders. If you could shrug them. Good. And then shrug them one more time and resist my hands. Perfect. Okay. And now if you could put your arms straight out in front of you. This. Okay. And put them down. Then raise your arms up to the ceiling. Good. And put them down. And then if you could put them behind you. Good. And put them down, and then reach over your head and touch your scapula. Perfect. And then come from underneath and touch your shoulder blades. Good. Arms out with your palms up to the ceiling, supinated. Then flip them over to pronated, with your palms down. Good. So now I'm gonna look at your wrist. If you could put your wrist down like this for me. Perfect. And then up. And then hyperextend them for me if you can. And then push your fingers back on one and the other. Perfect. Let's go back a little bit. Perfect. And then wave your hands side to side. Good. And then rotate them. Good. Now put your index finger to your thumb. Good. Okay. Now I'm gonna get your fingers. If you could separate them and put them together. I'm gonna ball them up in a fist and separate them again. Good. Okay, so now I'm gonna have you lay down. I'm just gonna look at your hips. First, I'm gonna have you bend this knee and lift your leg up. Good. We're gonna do the same with the other one. Good. I'm gonna have you lift your leg straight up. Good. Other one. Perfect. Okay. And then I will have you lift this one up again, bend it, and put your foot on your knee. Push down. Good. And same thing with this one. Push down. Good. Then I'm gonna place my hands right here. If you could roll your leg outward. Good. Then roll their hip outward on this side. Okay. And then roll it inward. Inward again. Perfect. So now I'm gonna look at your feet. See if you can flex your feet for me. And push against my palms. Good. And then push up against my palms. Perfect. Okay. And then if you will flex your toes and then point your toes. Perfect. And then put your curl your pinky toes down and outward. And then your big toes down and inward. Perfect. Okay. So now I'm gonna have you stand up. Okay. And then if you scoot back a little bit, okay, you could pick one leg up in front of you. Good. And then the other. Good. And then behind you. Good. Other leg. Perfect. Okay. And then if you could roll your ankles. Good. And your other ankle. Perfect. Okay. So lastly, I'm gonna have you sit back down, and I'm gonna look at your fingers and your skin, your fingernails and your skin. So your fingernails look good, and they look to be the right color, and they look good. Okay. Your skin is the right temperature. Now I'm going to check for skin triggers. Just gonna pinch up. That's good, and it bounced back. And I'm gonna do it up here as well. Good. That means it bounced back, so that means that he's not dehydrated. And on the skin, I don't see any swelling or edema and no lesions. Last, I'm just gonna test your grip. You can squeeze my hand. Perfect. Okay, and that concludes my assessment today. Do you have any questions?
No.
And do you need anything? Okay, well here's your call button, and if you do, you can press that. So I'm gonna wash my hands.